One of the things that governs this whole thing and the way we approach this issue is our eschatology. And I don't think we recognize that sufficiently. For example, the predominant eschatology of our day is dispensational premillennialism. Okay, that's the exercise. That's the eschatology that dominates, especially modern American thinking. It's premillennial dispensationalism, and there's a number of reasons for that. There's this whole series of events that brought dispensational premillennialism to the forefront. Okay, so here in the 1800s, it's developed. It's not old, folks. Dispensational premillennialism is not old. So it's developed in the 1800s. Early 1900s, there are all these prophecy conferences that are happening. The Schofield Study Bible is published with its study notes, and it is a dispensational premillennial study Bible. It's the first and most popular study Bible out there. So now they've got the field, all right? And then in 1948, Israel becomes a nation, and that's the validation for them of their eschatology. All these things come together and snowball, and the end result is dispensational premillennialism is the most dominant eschatological view in our culture. And most people they think they don't have an eschatology, but they're waiting for the Antichrist to be revealed and for the tribulation to start and for the rapture and all that. Okay, these terms, dispensational premillennialism. I don't have a theology, but when the rapture comes, okay, you have an eschatology, you just don't know it. And because dispensational premillennialism is so dominant, that's the eschatology that most people have. Now, dispensational premillennialism believes that ultimately the world is moving toward Armageddon. Things are going to get worse and worse and worse. Then there's going to be a big clash, and Jesus is going to come back, and bam, we're gone. Now, if you take that to its logical conclusion and think about politics, number one, you don't think about politics long term because it's all going to burn, man. Things are not going to get better, they're going to get worse. Number two, you have an extremely pro-Israel, pro-Zionist eschatology. American foreign policy is dominated by dispensationalism today. Do I think we ought to hate Israel? No. Do I think we ought to love them because they're Israel? No. Because I believe that the church is the true, real, new Israel, Jew and Gentile alike. And that those people over there in that piece of land over there, they don't have eschatological significance to me. But only democracy in that part of the world. They like us. They're our friends. Anything jumps off over there, I want them on our side. I love them. But currently, our country's position toward Israel is not driven by that kind of understanding, but by the dominant role that dispensational premillennialism plays in our theology. And so what it does is it downplays our role in politics in our everyday life and elevates our foreign policy as it relates to Israel, which is ironic and hypocritical.